Imagine a professional who earns $50,000 a month, constantly stressing over bills. They convince themselves that if they could just double their income to $100,000, their financial anxiety would disappear permanently. But 6 months later, the end of the month arrives, and their bank account is completely empty again. We are taught to view a higher salary as the ultimate cure. We run toward a finish line that constantly moves further away, convinced that a larger number will somehow rewrite our financial reality. The issue is that the human brain deeply misunderstands what money actually is. We treat it as a physical reality, a stack of paper or a digital number to be hoarded. But money is nothing more than an idea that takes physical form. You can think of it as a societal certificate of thanks. When a student takes an exam, their focus is on providing the right answers, and the grade is merely a byproduct. In the exact same way, when someone provides a product or service that solves a problem and makes life easier, society awards them this certificate. Money is just the byproduct of providing value. If money is simply a reward for value, then an empty bank account is rarely a cash problem. The financial struggle is actually a symptom of the invisible, flawed lens through which we measure our own worth. But if money is purely a certificate of thanks for providing value, we run into a massive contradiction. We routinely see essential workers, like nurses working 12-hour shifts, or laborers building infrastructure, giving immense value to society while barely scraping by. At the exact same time, a tech founder or an executive sitting in an air-conditioned office detached from physical labor generates millions of dollars in personal wealth. This reality breaks the standard formula we are fed from childhood. We are told that physical effort and long hours generate wealth. But the math shows that sweat does not equal financial reward. The market does not distribute money based on empathy, fairness, or physical exhaustion. It operates on cold, calculated, mathematical logic. Hard work without leverage is a mathematical trap. To understand exactly how the market distributes wealth, we have to look at a ruthless economic principle known as the law of compensation. This equation represents the 3 specific variables that dictate your income. D1 is demand. Does society actually need the problem you are solving? D2 is capability. Do you have the specific skills to fulfill that demand? Most people stop at D2, which is why they struggle. The entire equation hinges on D3, difficulty of replacement. The market asks one simple question: how hard is it to replace you with someone else? This is the only metric that truly controls your financial ceiling. Look at this machine diagram. The vast majority of workers are identical nuts and bolts. If one breaks or leaves, the market buys a cheap replacement and the machine keeps running. But the glowing central motherboard, the highly specialized core, cannot be swapped out without the entire system shutting down. Escaping the trap of hard labor requires a specific transition. You have to stop acting as a replaceable component and dedicate yourself to becoming an irreplaceable creator. This visualization shows the M1 system, where almost everyone starts. 96% of the global population is squeezed together, fighting over just 1% of the world's total wealth. M1 is a strict trade-off. You trade your time directly for money. Whether you dig ditches or perform surgery, you are running on a treadmill. The moment you stop running, whether you get sick or want a vacation, the income completely stops. The inverse of this reality is the M3 system. Here, a tiny group making up just 1% of the population controls 96% of the total wealth. In M3, time is not traded, it is multiplied. Instead of running on a treadmill, you are planting an orchard. You spend intense upfront effort building automated systems, digital products, or businesses that generate value independently, even while the creator sleeps. Many people try to escape their financial stress by taking on 2 or 3 different gig jobs. But gig work is not an M3 system. You aren't building an orchard. You are just trying to run on 3 separate M1 treadmills at the same time. You will hit a physical limit and exhaust yourself. Becoming an irreplaceable motherboard is necessary, but it is useless if you install yourself inside a broken M1 machine. To scale your value, you must architect an M3 system. If building an M3 system is so mathematically logical and the treadmill is so exhausting, why doesn't the entire population simply stop running and plant an orchard? The answer has nothing to do with the economy. It lies in our psychological autopilot. Our brains are hardwired with ingrained habits that force us to live in a constant state of deficit or break even, where every dollar earned is immediately spent. Think of your finances like this dying smartphone battery. Trying to solve your money problems by simply asking for a raise is like plugging a fast charger into a phone that is actively dying. The fast charger delivers power, but lifestyle creep, ego-driven purchases, and unchecked spending act as hidden background apps. They silently activate in the background, draining the new income exactly as fast as it arrives. You cannot fix an internal software problem with an external cable. External financial solutions will always fail if your internal habits and operating system remain corrupted. When we realize we are trapped, we usually look around for guidance. But almost inevitably, we ask friends or relatives for financial advice, people who are themselves fully trapped on the exact same M1 treadmill. Taking wealth-building advice from someone who lives paycheck to paycheck is exactly like a desperate patient seeking a cure from a visibly ill physician. To genuinely upgrade your operating system, you need an M3 mentor, a guide who has already planted the orchard. By learning which mistakes to avoid, a mentor allows you to compress 10 years of painful trial and error into 6 months of focused execution. The stakes here go far beyond a bank balance. The ultimate tragedy of the M1 trap is not dying with an empty wallet. The real tragedy is the death of the unfulfilled potential trapped inside you. Those lost ideas, the creative solutions, the businesses you never started, those are the massive M3 orchards that never grew. They withered because you refused to turn off the background apps draining your energy. Stop searching for a faster charger. Identify the 1% improvement you can make to your own skills today. Upgrade your operating system, delete the habits holding you back, and become completely irreplaceable tomorrow.